Don't tell me about me. Stop telling 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 me about me. I don't need you to tell me about me.
Man, it's Thursday. Y'all know what time it is. My oldest. Need that oldest. Yep. Yep, that's it right there. That's that shit. That's that shit, man. Welcome back, y'all, to another episode. Let's Talk with Jay vs. Jordan. Hope everybody's doing all right, man. If you're watching over on Let's Talk with JVJ on YouTube, if you're watching over on the JVJ Network on YouTube, if you're watching over on Let's Talk with JVJ on Facebook, do your boy a favor. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, share the videos, turn the noties on, do all that in the bag of chips, man. We're trying to grow around here. We got a goal for the end of the year, and I can only hit it with y'all. And I plan on hitting it. So y'all help a brother out, man. Help your boy out. Y'all know we talking about the cops today. This one actually might not go as long as I think, but I am going to cover something a little outside of, well, it's still dealing with the cops. A lack of acting compared to how they normally act. That's going to be something that we do cover later. But we're really going to talk about freedom of speech, y'all, because that's been a hot topic that's been going around for a hot minute. Freedom of speech. You know, you have the right in America to pretty much say almost, keyword, almost anything that you want to say. The one thing about saying almost anything you want to say and it be legal doesn't mean that you're secure from consequences for what you said. Just like a situation, you can't yell fire in a theater without having consequences catch up to you. You can yell it all you want, but just remember, something's going to happen to you afterwards. You can't yell bomb on an airplane, you know, because you'll cause panic. You cause people to freak the fuck out, and you never know what will happen. People are crazy, but you're not free from consequences for doing those things. You can say it all you want, but there's also freedom of speech that other people might not agree with that might not cause any harm to anybody. For all my First Amendment advocates, especially for y'all ones that came out of the woodworks after that lady called that 5-year-old autistic kid a nigga, I want y'all to be on board with this video I'm gonna show y'all today, because I know some of y'all probably were the people calling the police on this guy. I bet money, but y'all freedom of speech. Shout out to Lackluster, y'all, as usual. He always has good videos, just like Civil Rights Lawyer. But today we're covering Lackluster, and it should be a good one. Shout out to this gentleman that's in this video because police need to actually understand the law. It's amazing when they want to enforce stuff for the simplest things, like what I'm about to show y'all, but have their mouth closed and their hands behind their backs when serious things, like I mentioned earlier, happens. But either way, though, don't let me get up on the soapbox because y'all know I can stay on it all day. Let's go ahead and get to the video. Let's see what we got.
You got that profane sign. We've had multiple calls.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. See it now. You look like a hero. Now, when they post it on Facebook, it's gonna be like, "Hey, look, this cop's out there supporting this guy." I'll do it like this. That way, the sign can say whatever the people think it says. And then if they think it's offensive, then that's on them, right? Y'all drug test at your department? You passed one recently? What the fuck, bro?
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. You're probably familiar with Jeff Gray.
I just called your bluff. You're full of crap. You don't know what you're talking about.
I do
Get back
too.
in your truck and go 10-8.
Armed with a cardboard sign that reads, "God bless the homeless vets," he finds traditional public forums to spread a message of goodwill and prayers for those in need.
You've already screwed up.
Now, for y'all that's been around for a while, I've covered this guy before. Not the Lackluster, but the guy that does this. He goes around like city halls and things of that sort, and he has signs that says, "God bless the vets." He has other signs too, but they don't like that he does that. "God bless the homeless vets" on a sign. And cops try to put hands on him, try to intimidate him, try to make him move in public places. God bless the homeless vets, y'all. Shout out to that man. Because there's homeless vets out here for y'all folks that think vets are just doing great. I know I happen to be one and everything look good over here, but there's some out here that's struggling, y'all. Don't forget about your vets, just not on Veterans Day.
Times you already said I'm on private property, which I'm not. You already said I can't be here, which I can. And there's nothing you can do about it.
His effort simultaneously teaches law enforcement personnel what it means to honor their oath.
But you can't be here to say, "God bless the homeless vets." I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I can and I am.
But you're out here begging.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Do you have any ID on you, sir?
I do.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
not getting it.
let's take a look.
You're
at
not
your
getting my
ID.
ID for constitution protected activity.
Jeff's videos have exposed a failed understanding of the most basic of civil rights in rookie officers.
Yeah, you can't do that and sit there.
I can and I am.
No, you're not.
I can and I will. There's nothing you can do about it.
And with officers that for decades have violated the rights of the people they supposedly serve.
Before you make a mistake and violate my civil rights, you've got one of two choices. Pay attention. Paying attention? This is my civil right. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion,
Okay.
freedom of assembly on traditional public forum. I'm not
Okay.
going anywhere. Have a nice night. You're from today.
No, sir. You're not going to dictate what goes on here.
No, the
You are in
Constitution.
the town limits. I'm telling you something. You can listen to me now.
But what if Jeff's sign wasn't
Oh no, we gotta play that guy again, man. That little motherfucker a little sassy, ain't he? What up? Let me say that one more time.
No, sir. You're not going to dictate what goes on here.
No, the
You are in the
Constitution.
town limits. I'm telling you something. You can listen to me now.
but what if Jeff's
You can listen to me now. Hey, y'all know what I thought when I saw that?
Oh, okay. So now I see a little gate in you. Good. When you did this, I saw it.
I know y'all saw it too. Now you can listen to me now. Hey, look, hey, to me now. All right now.
sign wasn't one of peaceful request. No officer would stop Jeff if his sign read, "Back the blue."
Do you like this one? Can I hold this one? Okay. I can't hold this one. You said I can?
But the First Amendment wasn't created to protect pleasantries. It was meant to protect vulgar and offensive expressions, even if less than 1% of the country agrees with the message.
How about that one? Not this one? This is the one? Oh no, this sign is being disorderly. You can have it. You can arrest the sign. I didn't mean to hit you. I'm sorry. Please don't shoot me.
I first met Otto about 5 years ago. He's one of the most fun characters I've had the opportunity to hang out with. He has recently begun filming again, and in this video, he stood on the corner of Main Street and Main Street in Henderson, Texas. And not long after his arrival, deputies of the Rusk County Sheriff's Office approach.
Nope, I'm with
Now I want y'all to pay very close attention, y'all. This man's just standing on the side of the road in a public sidewalk, holding up a sign. It doesn't matter what, and I want y'all to truly understand, it does not matter what his sign says, unless he's invoking chaos and disturbance, like I have a bomb on me or some weird stuff like that. It's gotta really infer that somebody will be scared, fearful, lose their mind, some shit like that. Him just saying shit's fucked up. God bless the homeless vets. Back the blue. They can call the police on y'all day long if they don't like the sign. Or Black Lives Matter, some shit like that. You know, something that people don't like. He can have that on the sign. That don't mean the police can come over there and harass you. People can't be calling the police. And mainly, I think a lot of y'all as citizens need to understand this first. Well, actually, the cops need to understand it first. I'll be honest with you. They do need to understand it first because they're supposed to be the enforcers of the law and they just be making shit up. But a lot of y'all need to understand it too. Y'all motherfuckers be calling the police on folks for shit that is not illegal. You need to take your nosy ass home somewhere. Y'all Karens and y'all Darrens. Take your ass home, go jack off or something, play with yourself. I don't know what you need to do, but you need to stop picking up the phone and calling 911 for shit that you just don't like. Stop doing that shit. Y'all get people murdered.
leaving. Why not?
You got profanity on your sign.
Am I being detained right this second? Oh boy. Okay. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on while you're out here because you got that profane sign. We've had multiple calls.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
You got your ID on?
That guy's being disorderly. I actually I don't know if I have it on me or not, but I'm not going to give it to you.
Okay, well, you're being detained. And you're required,
Am I under arrest?
No, but you're required to identify yourself.
Am I?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
It's Texas Penal Code 3802.
The profane language causes disorderly conduct. So,
Is it? Are you sure about that?
yeah, we got multiple calls.
Are you 100% sure about
Yes.
that?
Otto is in Texas, and while their identification requirements are unique to other states in the US, the pattern of not being able to find a single officer that understands the ID law remains the same, as here, we still have not found one that understands the limits to their authority. Texas Penal Code 3802 clearly states that a person commits an offense if he intentionally refuses to give his name, residence address, or date of birth to a peace officer who has lawfully arrested the person and requested the information. And currently, Otto is not under arrest, and his defiance confuses the deputy, who now calls for a supervisor.
You're gonna ID yourself?
Am I under arrest?
You're being detained.
Okay, well, under Texas Penal Code 38.02, I do not have to identify unless I've been lawfully arrested.
Okay, that's not how that works.
That's exactly how it works. I can give you the. Hey, look it up.
Once you're detained.
Okay, is that?
And I want y'all to see what's going on right here, right now. And a lot of y'all need to check y'all state laws, but in majority of states, you're not required to give your name, your date of birth. You're not required to give up your identity just because the cops say that you're detained. The only time you're required to do that, and this is something I want to make sure I emphasize, if you're driving a vehicle and they stop you, you've already forfeited your right to remain silent and not identify yourself. But if you're just standing around and cops run up on you, until they put handcuffs on you, you do not have to give them fuckers your name. Sit down on the ground and say, I plead the fifth, and let them do whatever they want to do. Because if they're going to fuck with you, they're going to fuck with you. Don't help them out. But yeah, this cop doesn't know the law. He doesn't know the law. He think he just run up on anybody. If anybody makes a phone call, this is one of the biggest problems I have with cops and a lot of people that defend cops. These people think that just because somebody picked up a phone and called the police and said, such and such is doing this, they have the right to come up and get that man's information, violate his constitutional rights, or that woman's rights, all because somebody picked up a fucking phone. You know, there's a term called swatting, right? They say, oh, he's holding kids hostage in the house, and they know where the YouTuber stays, and the cops busting his house. Y'all know people done lost their life with that dumb shit. Because cops don't understand, and civilians don't understand, or some of them do understand, you cannot violate these people's rights like that. That's the whole point of the Constitution. And your job as a cop is to uphold the Constitution. So do your job and stop being the feelings police. But either way, though, let's see how this plays out.
That's true? Oh, no. Oh, no, that's terrible. Is that about me? What'd they say? Can I get back to what I was doing, or am I still detained?
Oh, you're still detained.
Can I hold my sign right here while you figure it out?
No, sir, not the profane one.
Not the profane one? Is that a content viewpoint restriction that you're issuing to me right now?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you're doing to me. I want to stand over here and hold my sign without you standing here. You know, saying things.
You can't.
I can. Oh yes, I can. Oh yes, I can. Yes, I can. As a matter of fact, you like this one?
I got my supervisor on the way.
Okay, good. Do you like this one? Can I hold this one? Okay, I can't hold this one. You said I can? I'm not going to run or nothing. I'm just going to step over this metal thing so I don't fall. Can I hold this one? Okay. How about this one? This one's okay too?
Yeah.
This one's fine? Okay. How about that one? Not this one? This is the one? Oh no, this one's...
He just fucked them up, y'all. Whether y'all know it or not, he just fucked that cop up. So now he's saying that he can hold Back to Blue, the God Bless America sign. He can hold that sign. But a sign that he disagrees with is against the law. And that's what the civilian who called on him did too. They didn't like whatever was on his sign, so they called the cops. And this cop is thinking the exact same way, like a dummy. It doesn't matter if you agree with my speech. You're allowed to say it to a certain extent. That's why all these First Amendment people came out when that white lady called that little black autistic kid a nigger. They all want to come out and say freedom of speech, but I promise y'all, they one of those same people that called the police on this guy. They a hypocrite.
This sign is being disorderly. You can have it. You can arrest the sign. I didn't mean to hit you. I'm sorry. Please don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me. How about this one? So which one of these are you? Are you this one? Well, I don't want to put the signs down. So if I do that, it's because you're going to order me to do so. Not because I really want to. Are you going to arrest me if I don't put it down?
Just hold on.
Well, what are you gonna do to me? I need to know. Okay. Okay. Can I hold back the blue sign? How about that one? This one's okay, right? What's this guy doing? He's trying to impede my First Amendment free speech. He doesn't like my sign.
Hey, you got a green light.
Oh, no. Hey, they shot a guy last year for that. Don't do that. That was terrible. Who are you with? Oh, okay. So technically not you, but I mean, also kind of you, like your department and whatnot.
I don't recall that.
Oh, you don't? Do they not tell you about it? Did you snitch on me? See that now you look like a hero. Now when they post it on Facebook, it's gonna be like, hey, look, this cop's out there supporting this guy. What if I sneak one in? What if I sneak one of these other ones in? Here, I'll do this one. I'll do it like this. That way the sign can say whatever the people think it says. And then if they think it's offensive, then that's on them, right?
And look, I know there's gonna be some people that's coming around here saying, why is he doing this? Why is he fucking with the police? I want to ask those people that think that question the exact same question. Why is the police fucking with him and he's not breaking the law? Because I know a lot of people be like, man, why don't you just comply with the cops? Just give them your ID, get on up out of there. Why are you holding signs up there? You shouldn't be holding signs. Everything to violate another human being's right in America. They'll be all on that type of tip. How about y'all ask, why is the cop fucking with him? He ain't fucking with nobody. Getting up and walking around is not a crime. Holding the sign is not a crime. So why do you care so much? We got a lot of Karens and Darrens in society, y'all. Because there was a civilian, there was a citizen in that town that called the police on him. And that is the secondary problem that we have right here. Because now we got this dumbass cop out here that don't know the law. But I'm gonna let him keep going because I like the way he carrying himself. He's like, let me sneak one of these hoes in here real quick. Let me sneak one in real quick. Like, I like him now. I like him. Keep going, buddy.
So I would definitely, honestly, me personally, I would prefer to stand right here on this public sidewalk and do exactly what I've been doing. Without now 2 police officers showing up. Yeah. Well, why is he coming? Because you told him to.
Yeah.
What's that thing on your shoulder, on your thing right there? Hi. How's it going? Hey, buddy. Here. You want a card? Have a great day.
I was about to say, watch out, y'all. There's a black man behind you, but nah, never mind. False alarm. It's a white guy.
Do y'all drug test? Yeah. Y'all drug test at your department? You passed one recently? What the fuck, bro?
You on them roids, baby. Roids.
So we do have city ordinances as well as state statutes.
Okay, fantastic.
So as part of that, if you are in violation of one, which we are investigating because we've received 3 complaints about your sign.
Okay. This one? No, the other one, obviously the other one.
The one with the profane language.
Yeah.
Okay, which is a violation of our city ordinance.
Okay.
You are required to identify yourselves due to the fact that a criminal offense has occurred.
A criminal offense? City ordinances are usually civil offenses where I could get a ticket or something.
You could, but you could also be arrested for violation of city ordinance.
Okay, so you might want to make sure that the city ordinance applies to a sidewalk.
Okay.
Underneath an American. You see that flag right there? Yeah, exactly. That's why it's a public place.
I'm not arguing about where you enter.
Well, I don't care what you think you're doing. You are arguing.
Exposed to it.
Okay.
Where it is in public view.
I know. That's why I'm doing it right here. Where do you want me to do it? And you want me to go in my closet and shut the door?
I don't mind that you're doing it. I don't mind that you're doing it.
Okay.
I just don't want the profane language.
Oh, well,
that's
tough
what
titty.
it comes down to.
Tough titty. I'm sorry that they don't like it. That's on them. If they don't like it, they can look away. There's a whole lot of things I don't like.
I understand that. But as for being civil.
Yeah, well, I think so. Yeah. I'm going to stand right here and continue to do exactly what I was doing.
Okay. You mind identifying yourself?
Am I under arrest? Have I been arrested? Or am I simply being detained for an investigation?
At this time, you are being detained for an investigation.
Okay.
It escalates to arrest.
Well, when you guys decide to arrest me, I'll tell you my name. But until then, I would like to continue standing right here and doing exactly what I've been doing, if you don't mind.
Shit, y'all. Oh shit, y'all. Look. I know what he's thinking in his head right now. I know what that cop thinking in his head right now.
Oh, for f***'s sake. Not that again.
Not another one of these First Amendment auditors. God damn it. Let me intimidate you and violate your rights. Why are you standing impeding me with knowledge and the law behind you? I'm a little frustrated because I walked over here. I need to at least get your ID, buddy. That's how he's feeling right now. That's how he's feeling right now because he know he can't legally do nothing to this guy. And y'all need to know that too. And for the folks around y'all see them in public and they don't know, let them know. You can do this. You can do this. You can sit outside and yell, fuck the police as loud as you want to. They cannot arrest you for that. They can call it disorderly all they want. You can beat that charge. You can beat that charge. And then you can sue them.
So you refuse an ID?
I didn't say that. I told you that's exactly the opposite of what I just told you. I told you when you yes. Yes, there's a prerequisite there. That's not a refusal. If you arrest me, I will follow the law and identify once I've been lawfully arrested. Texas Penal Code 3802. That's just
hold up real quick. I got one of them soldiers up in here. I got Sir Hurricane. What it do, sir? Salute.
What's good? Salute in the building. You know, Hurricane. You probably Hurricane JW, Hurricane JW2, revolutionary music and content, home of the Fuck the Government podcast. What's good?
All right now. Hey, we got Miss Jackson up in the building. Miss Jackson, go ahead and tell people what it is. Where to find you at?
What's good, panel? What's good, fam? Tonight, glad to join one more week, and we're gonna get it in with the cop brutality.
Hey, look, man. I think we're gonna start having to have our little team name for us. We could be like the Three Musketeers, you know, Three Little Kids and a Bear, some shit. We got to come up with something. We got to come up with a nickname for us. But I want to get y'all thoughts. Since Hurricane came here first, I'll go to him first. So far, what are your thoughts on what's going on in this video? Because I know you had to see a little bit of it.
Yeah. That's some bullshit, man. They need to leave my mans alone, dog. That's harassment. I call that harassment, man. Let him do his freedom of speech and freedom of expression signs. And the cops need to do their job and arrest the real criminals instead of trying to create some situations to make a nigga want to go home and be like, you know what? I'm about to go blast a police station. Allegedly.
I feel you. Allegedly, y'all. Allegedly. All right. Miss Jackson, what's your thoughts so far?
I'm gonna be straight up with you, man. I was kind of in the middle of something. I've been a little busy and just not in the situation, so I'm gotta.
So you ain't got. All right, you ain't got to see it yet. I got you. But here you go. We're going to go a little bit more, and I'm going to get you in there, but I do got something for you. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Shame. 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 Shame.
I had to do it.
Hey, you know it's not a habit. I'm normally on top of my game and on my homework, so it's just one of them days.
I got you. And look, we got a Kenny in the building. He said he can't hold a sign that didn't say much. That's what I'm talking about, Uncanny. Either way, though, let's keep going.
Patch, look it up.
You're required ID.
Am I driving?
It doesn't matter.
It does. What you're referencing is traffic code.
Now, I want y'all to see what he keeps saying, and a lot of cops believe this. They believe that you have to give up your ID if they say they detain you. So just by a cop walking up to you and saying, hey, you're detained, you automatically got to, where are my papers at, officer? Let me show you my papers. No, that's not how it works. That is not how the law was written. This ain't Nazi Germany and some other places in the world, but Nazi Germany, I think a lot of people can relate to that one. You do not have to show your papers upon request or demand. They actually have to put you in handcuffs in a lot of these states. Alabama happens to be one. Texas, which he's in right now, also is one. You do not have to give up your ID just because they walked up on you. Now, if you're driving, once again, you forfeit that right, which I think is stupid as hell. But you forfeit that right according to them, according to the law. But let's keep going, because the officer don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. How is that guy smarter than you are, you big dummy? Jesus. This guy. You know how much this lady pays each year to have you guys here? $109.
Looks like you can care less.
That's fine. I'm standing up for her rights too. Because one day she might get a little bit pissed off and want to say something that somebody might find offensive. What's that thing on your shoulder with a lightning bolt on it and the Spartan hat?
That's our SWAT pin.
Your SWAT pin, your SWAT? That's probably a good thing. You handle a gun better than you did a law boat, didn't you? Yeah. So I'm gonna. Do you want to get married for the next 3 to 5 years?
What's the relevance?
Well, so if you continue doing what you're doing, we will be married for the next 3 to 5 years, and you will remember my name every single day.
I don't particularly want to marry you.
Oh,
Okay, well then you should probably turn around and get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
oh,
Well, I want to hold my signs.
Hey, look, and the sad part, I had to sit there and read that for a second. It was like, okay, so if he pushes and they go to court litigation, like, look, bro, 3 to 5 years is gonna be dealing with this guy, all because of this bullshit right here. But yeah, I feel you on that Hurricane Pause. Matter of fact, I actually got something for that one. I ain't played this one in a while, man. Where the fuck is that? Yeah, man. Where? Yeah. I ain't played this in a while, y'all. This is perfect for that situation.
All I can tell you, sir, is that he's gay.
Gay. I ain't had a chance to play that one in a long time. Yeah, that was cool. That didn't hit like I thought it was. Either way, though, let's keep going.
And I'm on a very limited schedule. I don't have a whole lot of time left. So if I'm gonna do what I'm doing to get my message out, then I need you to allow me to do so without doing violence to me. If I hold this sign, are you going to do violence to me? Would you breach the peace if I held this sign right here? No? If you're not going to breach the peace, then I'm going to continue to do it.
Well, right now you're still detained for investigation.
Okay. How long does the investigation take usually? Can I hold the sign? Okay, well, a couple seconds. You mind if I do this while I do this? Hey, look, you haven't said no. Okay, so that's why I'm going to continue doing exactly what I was doing. Okay, I'm not under arrest yet, so as long as you're okay with that. Is this? Oh shit! Fuck! I got the wrong one on there.
Oh yes.
No, not this one either. I mean that one a little bit. This one is a little bit. This one's a little bit, right? You like that? It's funny, objectively funny. Is this one okay? This one, or the other one? This one. Both of them.
The ones I have for
Which one do you like better? Hey, so let's ask the trooper if he likes it.
Now we're gonna put the signs down.
Why?
Put the signs down.
There's a trooper. I want to show the trooper.
Put the signs down.
Is that a lawful order?
Down.
Is that an order?
Down.
I need you to tell me it's an order, sir. I need you to tell me, hey, it's a thing. If you're not ordering me to do so, then I don't want to. You see what I'm saying? I want to hold my signs right here.
And y'all see this is the form of intimidation, right? Like he ran up on him like, hey, put the sign down, put the sign down, put the sign down. But Jackson, how you feel about this right now? Because the man ain't breaking the law. So how you feel about this situation?
Right. He just harassing him. The officer's harassing this guy, standing there, minding his business, about his business, holding up a sign. You know, you got freedom of speech, a part of your amendment rights. And the officer is just harassing him, hounding him instead of getting on his job, handling, real crimes that's going on right now in the world.
It really blows my mind because, people all the time, like, we'll if you get around these dick sucking cop bootlickers, and I'm sorry if y'all took offense to that are that type of people, but I don't give a fuck. Stop being them people. But when you start having conversations like that around here, it's like they'll come up with every fucking excuse in the world for why the cop is not wrong. And I don't think people truly understand or recognize that they have rights. Like, y'all know y'all have rights. People fought in wars and died. Black people in chains for these laws to be written. Do y'all not know this? Yeah, I know, Hurricane, your phone ain't shit. You keep on dropping out. Yeah, keep trying, man. Reset that whole something. Reset that bitch. But the way that he tried to run up on him and tell him to put that shit down, he tried to intimidate that man, y'all. He tried to intimidate that man. He tried to use his uniform and his position to intimidate him. How often do y'all think this happens to people on a day-to-day basis? Cops try to force people to do things because they're a cop. Because I know a lot of people's probably gonna miss that, and people probably don't care about that. But cops intimidate people into doing a lot of things, foregoing their rights. Yeah, listen how he talked to him. And look how he walked up on him too, man. Y'all got to pay attention to how he walked up on his ass. Watch him. And I think like his police chief or somebody drove by because I saw a police vehicle drive by. But watch how he talked to him and look how he walked up on him.
If you're not ordering me to do so, then I don't want to. You see?
Now we're gonna put the signs down.
Why?
Put the signs down.
There's a trooper. I want to show the trooper.
Put the signs down.
Is that a lawful order?
Down.
Is that an order?
Down.
I need you to tell me it's an order, sir.
And see that car that just went by right there, that black car? I think that's like maybe the police chief or something. He was trying to get him to put that shit down quick. No, don't walk up on me telling me to put shit down, bro. I ain't breaking the law. Leave me the fuck alone. Like, honestly, that's how people should respond to that shit.
I need you to tell me, hey, it's a thing. If you're not ordering me to do so, then I don't want to. You see what I'm saying? I want to hold my signs right here. I would rather you not violate my rights today. I would rather you not take me to jail today. I shouldn't even get a ticket. Does your city ordinances trump the United States Constitution? Do you know what I'm here standing on besides concrete? The First Amendment to the Constitution, freedom of speech on a public sidewalk. There absolutely is. There absolutely is. I can't threaten anybody. I can't like try to incite violence with another. I can't incite terror, generally. But there's a couple of cases I can tell them to you if you want. Yeah, you want one? Cohen versus California. It says that the simple utterance of a 4-letter word can't be used as disorderly conduct because no reasonable person would be drawn to violence over that word right there. Do you know what Mr. Cohen did? He walked into a courthouse wearing a jacket and painted on the back. Oh, this one? Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about right here. This guy. So if I can have this sign, why can I not have this sign? Because this is saying hoorah, and this one's saying I don't like what they're up to right now. You see? Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
So, see that? We had a civilian, another citizen out there coming around telling you, bitch, keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving. Just give me your thoughts, because that just pissed me off.
Yeah, he need to mind his affairs, but it's some bullshit. It's like they, ain't got nothing better to do, and they the ones committing the crime by harassing this man. And then the guy said, well, I'd rather you give me an order. What order is there to give? Like you said, I'm not committing a crime. I'd rather you not violate my rights today. So man, go back to our business and find something to do. Like, man, it's just agony and they're being a nuisance in a form of trying to use their badge as intimidation.
Yeah, look, and I forgot to say this earlier. They say cops got a hard job, man. It's dangerous. There's so many crimes going on, even though crime been down and it's been going down for a hot minute, y'all. Contrary to what they tell y'all, that's why they be trying to grab any story they can see on the internet. They out here fucking with this guy. What could be going on right now? There could be a little girl getting raped. There could be somebody's house getting broken into, somebody setting a fire on the side of town, somebody stealing money from a bank. Anything could be going on right now. But their priority right now is to focus on this man standing on the sidewalk holding a fucking sign. And all y'all people sit out here and say they job is hard. Man, please, get up out of here with that nonsense. They did like most dangerous jobs in America. Cutting wood, being a lumberjack is up there. I think that's number one. Before cops, you have gas station cashier. That's a more dangerous job than being a cop, according to the way they calculate that shit. These motherfuckers be going around fucking with folks. I see cops that sit on the side of the road all the time. And I know y'all do too. I know you done seen it. They just be sitting at the side of the road, blocking the road, just not doing a goddamn thing, bullshitting. These motherfuckers got a 12-hour shift, man. These motherfuckers be fucking off a lot of that 12-hour shift. All this fast-paced shit that y'all see on cops and whatever the fuck else y'all be watching that shit on, that shit don't happen but rare. It's rare as hell. Them motherfuckers be bullshitting or fucking with citizens like this, because this is one of the calls they got. But I'm gonna let them keep going, because watch what the sergeant, the bald steroid looking dude, watch what he about to say now. He went back and consulted with somebody that knows a little bit more about the law than him, because you got a rookie right here or somebody that ain't made it to the level of sergeant, and then you got a sergeant. So these two dummies, you can probably say E1 through E4 right here. Dummies don't know the fucking law. So let's see what he got to say.
Obviously, we've addressed the complaint. From here on, please stay out of the roadway, don't impede traffic.
Did you get a report that was in the roadway impeding traffic? So why would you even?
Because I don't want to have to come back.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you have to tell people often not to stand in the roadway?
But either way, okay. That's all I'm asking you to do is please just stay out of the roadway. Don't.
You're SWAT. Fucking A.
Don't present a traffic hazard.
All right. You're SWAT too, huh?
So
Don't. So what did you do wrong today? What are you doing wrong? What are you about to do? Okay, get the fuck out of here. That's exactly what you're gonna do. What I told this guy to do before you got here. So now he's wasted both of y'all's time. You see what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah.
You have a blessed rest of your day. You stay safe.
Hey, watch out! When you cross that, don't get hit by this car. Oh my God, there's a car! Oh my God, don't shoot her. She meant nothing by it, sir. She meant nothing by it. She's not a threat to you. She's not a threat to you. Have a great day. So I'm going to continue to hold my signs just like I was doing before you showed up and stopped me. How you like that? Like this one right here.
And I want people to understand what the moral of the story should be. Because that was funny right there.
All right.
I love how you, sir, don't shoot her. She's just cool to the stop sign. Look. Y'all came over there telling this man don't walk across the street and all this shit now because somebody else told you, like, bruh, you can do that. Why does a sergeant, this is somebody that's in the police department that has been there for years, that has been promoted. Why does he not know? He came up after his homeboy called you. Then he had to walk away and talk to somebody above him. Why does he not know being in the position that he's in? Why does he know he can't do that? Ms. Jackson, any ideas?
Man, they know they full of shit. That's why he gonna get smart and walk off. You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna get the fuck off this corner. You're gonna put the fucking signs down and get the fuck on, and then they got the fuck on. No, you gonna get the fuck on. He's trying to dictate this man and make orders, and he minding his bill. So what they're pissed off about is they don't like what the sign says. They don't like, the signs about him representing police officers who have characters like theirs. So that's what's ticking them off. You know what I'm saying? And they're basically stepping to him to address the fact that, yeah, we got a problem that you out here talking about fuck bad cops and, different things that his signs are saying to inform people and make people aware of cops violating their rights. So that's all it was. They were just trying to, stunt and front and put on for the day.
I call that gang activity, y'all. So you got somebody in the city that says something you don't like, okay, Nick, what the fuck you said then? No, you need to take your law enforcement ass on somewhere, buddy. Because that ain't how you get down out here. And that ain't how a lot of citizens got to stand on their rights, man. I know it's going to be people that watch this video and come around and say, man, look, he didn't have to be an asshole or a dick to the police like that. I want y'all to understand your rights are like muscles, bitch. If you don't use them hoes, you will lose them hoes. That's why cops started getting in trouble a lot once body cams came out, because people are so accustomed and used to and okay with the cops fucking people up. And then they turn around and act so surprised. It's like, oh, he went to jail for shooting him in the back? Yeah, you're not supposed to do that, motherfucker. You're not supposed to do that. A lot of y'all motherfuckers are really weird to me that fucking sit around and defend these bitches no matter what. And we got a lot of people like that. And don't let the racial dynamics get into it, because then it goes up even higher. Because matter of fact, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But see, Uncanny says, so this guy is the truth. Yeah, he doing the Lord's work in my book. That's what I say. He doing the Lord's work right now, because people need to understand. Hurricane said, damn, this fall and these cops ain't shit. You ain't shit, bitch. And see, they are really going to hate my sign, fuck the government sign. Look, go to the Capitol with that hoe. I stand right beside you with it. And have my cameras ready to go. Well, yeah, we're going to make some content today. Like, that's why I told them we're going to make some content today, because we know it's going to be a dummy that's going to fucking call them, or they going to see it and try to come do something about it. Let's keep going. We're going to finish this out.
Ole!
Yeah!
Happy fuck the cops day! Shit is fucked up and stuff! Shit is fucked up and stuff! Ole!
Yeah, that song sold zero records, but I like it, buddy. It sold zero records, but I like it.
White folks don't give a damn. So he busted a wave on him too at the end. Yeah, so he got his he got things.
Hey, say he with the shits, y'all. He with the shits.
How about that? I had the wrong sign out.
You don't lose your First Amendment rights just because someone doesn't like what you said. Vulgar expressions are still protected expressions. And in the case of Jeff Gray, peaceful expressions are still protected as well, at least for now. Now, whether they know it or not, and it's my opinion that they've never even thought about it, the officers that would enforce an ordinance against speech that is so obviously protected are officers that would do anything to a peaceful population for nothing more than an average man's salary. And without guys like Jeff and Otto making sure the term free speech still means something, our executive branch would have relapsed into monarchy decades ago. Both Jeff and Otto's channels can be found linked below. And when you stop by, let them know I sent you.
Hey, shout out to the Lackluster man for providing that video, man. Shout out to him. I don't want nobody else coming to me talking about shout me out when you ain't watch the goddamn video. But either way, though, that person knows who that person is. But give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts on this, Miss Jackson. Man standing on the side of the road, holding signs, and the police come run up on him. How you think he handled it? What do you think is wrong with that situation? Just give me your whole breakdown on it.
Yeah, man. When I said he bust a wave at the end and got their numbers, hopefully their badge number, so he could go ahead to his local internal affairs or chief of police and file a complaint. He handled it excellently, very well. You know, he knew his rights. He exercised them, used his power. He never backed down. He never bowed down. And eventually, you know, he won that fight at the end of the day. You know, the cops went on about their business. They was just out of order, out of line, and trying to try him and see was he a person that would be intimidated by them and their presence and not knowing his rights. Because you have a lot of people out here who just don't know their rights, and they believe when an officer approaches them and gives orders to them to do something that they immediately are, you know, required to do so. You know, so they found out that, you know, he stood his ground, they met the max, and at the end of the day, hey, everybody went on with smiles on their face.
I feel you on that, man. Look, for real, man, a lot of y'all need to stop being bow down boys and bow down girls, hop to it boys and hop to it girls. Like, y'all need to stop when y'all see somebody in a certain pair of pants and a certain shirt. Y'all need to stop doing that. You need to truly learn your rights. And that's why we try to do shows like this to try to advise people. I ain't trying to tell you to invite problems into your life, but I want you to understand what you do and what you don't have to do when it comes to situations of dealing with these folks, because these folks done violate it. I'm trying to tell you, speaking as a black man, knowing my history and knowing what the hell I done dealt with personally, these motherfuckers will violate your ass, no matter what it says on that goddamn piece of paper that people died over. But if you at least know that they're not allowed to do something, at least you'll know that you have some form of recourse to actually go, you know, like sue the shit out of them, get a payday for them fucking with you, because they ain't allowed to fuck with you. But you need to learn your rights, man. You don't just need to bow down every time you see one of these motherfuckers just saying whatever the fuck they want to say. Know your rights, man. Study your state rights. Honestly, when it really comes down to it, learn your Constitution first, because the Constitution trumps anything the state can do. But then also after that, learn your state's right, well, state laws and shit. City ordinances, that don't mean a goddamn thing. If it's in contradiction to the Constitution, that don't mean nothing. And just like he said in that video to that guy, oh, your signs are violating city ordinance. City ordinance does not trump the Constitution. So you can take me to jail if you want to, bitch. But I guarantee you about to get sued. And it's a slam dunk case for any lawyer. Your city can't write something that violates the Constitution. They can't. They can't write no law saying identify every Hispanic that walks by. You can't do that. You can't. The law says you can't do it. And when you do it, they're gonna sue your ass. And all y'all taxpayers that support that dumb shit can go ahead and get ready for some of your tax dollars. You know, y'all supposed to get that new road or that new plaque for the chief, because you know the chief been there so long. Y'all ain't gonna get that. Y'all gonna be paying this dude that y'all thought that the police could just violate. But I got one for you, because we need more of these right here. Miss Jackson, I don't know why I said Miss Johnson. Miss Jackson, in your opinion, do we have bad cops? Yes or no?
Well, definitely.
Would you also say that we have bad judges?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm gonna show you a good one, because I know a lot of y'all don't get to see them. I'm gonna show y'all a good judge, because they're far and few between, man. I think good judges are like cops. They hard to find. And see, a hurricane say, sue their ass. Yep, sue the shit out their ass. But we're gonna show you a good judge. And this is how most judges, in my honest opinion, should be. Figure out what the situation is, figure out what the person is being charged with before you render a decision. Actually listen and pay attention. That's what the judge is going to do and what y'all need to do too. Let's go.
I was under the impression that he had the gun, and that's why I found probable cause. Not that someone else had the gun and he's just standing there. He's like standing while black.
On September 30th, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, a young man named Mr. Joyle faced a judge over a charge of evading.
Why is everything I keep picking coming out of Texas, man? What the fuck is going on in Texas? I am not intentionally picking videos out of Texas because the last guy was out of Texas. Now this one out of Texas. And it's either Texas or Florida, man. Y'all.
Hey, that's a big state, though. It's one of the biggest states in the nation.
Yeah, it is a big state. That's what we're gonna put it off on. It's a big state, y'all. All right, either way, another one out of Texas. Let's see.
Evading arrest with a threat of jail time looming. Texas Penal Code section.
My bad. Hold on. What did he say he accused of? What did he accused of? Hold on. Oh, my bad.
On September 30th, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, a young man named Mr. Joyle faced a judge over a charge of evading arrest with a threat of jail time looming. Texas Penal Code section 38.04. A person commits an offense if he intentionally flees from a person he knows is a peace officer attempting to lawfully arrest or detain him. The officer claimed Joyle ran when police arrived at a Texaco gas station after a vague 911 call about a group of juveniles with a gun, but something felt off. Joyle's lawyer argued he wasn't even the one with a weapon. The judge's sharp questions hinted at doubt, setting the stage for a battle between justice and a potentially overzealous arrest.
And look, I'm gonna actually stop because of what he read in the law. Let me play that law again, because I got an issue with that. I got an issue with that because I would easily beat that. I would beat that if I was a lawyer. Watch what the law said again.
Threat of jail time looming. Texas Penal Code section 38.04. A person commits an offense if he intentionally flees from a person he knows is a peace officer attempting to lawfully arrest or detain him. The officer claimed.
All right, now here, a person commits the offense of fleeing if they knowingly run away from a police officer that's trying to detain them. How you gonna prove I knew they were trying to detain me? And how you gonna prove that I know they're a police officer? I would beat that in court real easily. Oh, he ran from the cops? Oh, really? Did he know y'all were cops? That'll be my first question. It's like, oh, he did? How you know? Did he tell you that? And then how did he know y'all were coming to detain him? I would beat that case every fucking time in court. That's stupid. That's a dumbass written law. Unless the cop get out and say, hey, you're detained, and then he runs, motherfucker, you ain't got no case. And they say this motherfucker ran before the cops even got there. They just pulled up and he took off running. Like, what? Either way, though.
Fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Sure. On September 30th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a weapons disturbance call in Harris County, Texas. The caller advised that he observed a group of juveniles with a handgun after walking into a Texaco gas station. The caller asked the defendant if he had a gun, to which the defendant stated yes, and that he had it for protection. The officer observed the group walking away from the gas station and activated his lights and sirens. The defendant began to evade upon seeing the officer. The officer had prior interactions with the defendant and knew him by sight and name. The officer later was able to locate the defendant at his residence.
So you said that he goes into a gas Texaco.
So, Your Honor, the complainant was walking into Texaco and observed the defendant with another group of juveniles outside the gas station with a handgun. And then
okay, so who has the handgun?
The handgun is the defendant. And the defendant.
He has a handgun?
Yes, the defendant said he had that for his protection.
Read it again.
Yes, Your Honor.
I must be confused. Read, please.
Yes, Your Honor. The officer was dispatched to a weapons disturbance call in Harris County, Texas. The caller advised that he observed a group of juveniles with a handgun after the complainant walked into a Texaco gas station.
So this is an unknown caller.
Yes, it is the caller.
Hey, I saw a gun here.
I saw a gun with a group of juveniles. And the caller asked the defendant if the defendant had a gun, to which the defendant stated yes, that he had it for protection. And then the officer observed the group of juveniles walking away from the gas station and activated his lights and sirens. And the defendant.
So they all don't stand.
Yes, Your Honor.
You were on bond for 3 felony cases. I have to imagine that one of the conditions that you're on bond for is no weapons. And now you've picked up another case.
So
stop! Don't sing, Mr. Joyle. I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. What time of day or night was this?
Your Honor, let me check the office report. It appears to be at. I apologize. I don't know military time, but 13:26 hours. It's one of the one.
My God, why you got military time on your shit if you don't know military time, dummy? You go up to 12 and then it keep going. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
So he's got the 3 felony cases upstairs. They're all no weapons as well. You need to understand that by picking up this case, it's very possible that they revoke your felony bonds and raise them. And if that happens, 3 felony warrants are going to issue for you. So you need to get with your lawyer extremely quick. No, don't. But I am ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of weapons. And I'm also ordering you not to use or consume any alcohol or dope. And I'm going to drug test you today because I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. You're to come right back and then we'll talk about your lawyer situation. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. That was a point on this case today.
All right, now, so the gist what we got right now, y'all. Hold on, let me get my music going here. He supposedly is arrested. They're saying that he had a gun, went to a gas station, things of that sort. How do you think this is going to play out, Ms. Jackson?
Well, the judge was fair and square so far, but what I'm looking at is the unknown caller said that there was a group of juveniles with a pistol or with a weapon. Okay, it never really pinpointed him, first of all. But supposedly when the officer got there, he steps to him out of the whole group and asks him, does he have a weapon? Now, the judge said that this boy is out on bond on 3 cases. Why the fuck would he admit to having a goddamn pistol and he already got 3 pending cases over his head that he know will automatically revoke his bond? That don't add up. So it sounded like he needed a lawyer to represent him right then and there.
All right. Now, here you go. Listening is going to be very fundamental because the judge did something and you just did something too. I want y'all to see how this plays out. Because the way that prosecutor explained it, it's going to get broken down. I want you to remember what you said, remember what the judge said. Because, the judge told him he going to get him piss test and then he going to have him come back. Well, guess what? They got him a lawyer and now he's about to come back. Check this out.
Okay. Judge, I want to see if we can hear probable cause on this. I have an issue with him being arrested for this. I want to see if we can hear that.
What's your problem?
Judge, if I may, so this OR reads, a group of individuals have a gun. It's impossible. A group of individuals can't have a gun. One person has a gun. Now, furthermore,
So that alerts the officer of a problem, and then he comes to do a further investigation. I get that in and of itself is nothing, but then they go to do a further investigation, right?
If I can make another argument, Judge, the person states that he talked to the person that has the gun, specifically talked to the one person that has a gun, and he stated, I have the gun for what, my protection?
Yes, for
That's
protection.
him.
No.
You told me it's him.
The initial caller stated he asked the defendant if he had a gun, and then that's when the defendant stated yes, and he had it for protection. In the DMs, it says the defendant.
It's not, there's 2 defendants. There's 2 people arrested. One that actually had the gun. My client doesn't have a gun. He was arrested for evading. There's no gun found on him. The other gentleman was arrested for possession, I believe. A Mr. Kenneth. If you look at the OR, it's in there. There's somebody else was arrested. He wasn't found with the gun. It's not my client.
Well, it says that the defendant was identified by the caller from prior booking photographs. The caller's one who said that the defendant had the gun.
Yes, Your Honor. It was the caller that identified the defendant and the one that spoke to the defendant who had the firearm. And they were shown booking photos, and they identified the defendant, Mr. Joyelle.
Judge, I asked that they look at the OR and see who actually got arrested for possessing the gun.
Judge, I think it was the co-defendant that had the gun. He's the one that was charged with unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon.
The other co-defendant has the gun.
I believe so, but that doesn't justify this defendant running away after the established probable cause. That's the state's argument in opposition for probable cause.
What was he doing wrong?
Now, hold up now. You see what happened right there, Ms. Jackson? Because you see, this motherfucker saying that now he trying to say the state's argument is that, well, he ran from the cops. No. You came in and told the judge that him, the defendant, had a gun. And he told, not the cop, the store clerk, he had it on him for possession. He not the motherfucker that got arrested with a gun charge. He just in here for evading. So the judge already done revoked him. He said he found probable cause because the state came in and said this motherfucker had a gun and tried to run from the police. He didn't have a gun. He didn't have a gun. He was just in a group of people where somebody had a gun, and he wasn't the person that. Look, I love how his lawyer came in. I could tell this is one of them lawyers that He probably a public defender, but he actually care about his job.
Yeah, it kind of reverts back to what I was saying, up front. And I'm like, you got to pinpoint it to somebody. And yeah, so I think the judge is kind of getting down to the bottom of it, and his lawyer definitely made a good point that he wasn't charged with the weapon, he was charged with the looting.
Yep. So what's the point of even bringing it up? Think about it. Ask yourself, why would the prosecutor even bring up and say he's the guy that had a gun?
Exactly.
They'll lie on that man right in court and say he did something that he didn't do to try to get his bond revoked, get probable cause, whatever the fuck on him. They want to hem him up, knowing it's a goddamn lie. Let's watch how this shit play down, because that lawyer that just came in here, he really gonna tell these motherfuckers, no, you need to read what the fuck you saying, because you saying shit that ain't written in that police report.
Somebody had a gun. That gets in.
Yeah, so that's why that person got arrested. But
that didn't just happen in that order. It's not. They stopped. They detained.
I was under the impression that he had the gun, and that's why I found probable cause. Not that someone else had the gun and he's just standing there. He's like standing while black. He's like,
talk to the person that had the gun.
hey, if you can show me something that he's doing something wrong, then okay. But I was under the impression that he did that, and then he takes off, hence the evading. If you take your time, there's no rush, right? But if he's doing something wrong, then they're going to investigate him for doing something wrong, and he takes off. That's a different question. But if he's doing nothing wrong and just standing there, no.
As the hearing unfolded, the judge dug deeper, exposing cracks in the prosecution's story. U.S. Constitution, Amendment 4. The Fourth Amendment protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. The 911 caller mentioned a group, but no clear description pointed to Joyal as the gunman. Yet the officer zeroed in on him. Joyal's attorney pressed hard. Another person was charged with possessing the gun, not Joyal, who was merely standing while black. The judge grew skeptical, noting the officer didn't know who had the gun when he rolled up. Was this a case of racial profiling dressed up as probable cause? The courtroom tension peaked as the judge weighed cutting Joyal loose.
And this guy that they talked to admits.
I get it. Let me see if they have anything else. If not, then I'm gonna cut them loose.
Okay, Judge. Have a seat, please.
Okay.
Judge, so I'm going off of the OR. There's a couple of descriptions that are in here. First, there's two people that seem to be involved. One is the store clerk, and then one is the person that says he sees somebody dumping a gun. Now, we don't know what description is what, but under the point where it says prohibited weapon suspect, the suspect was described as a black male wearing a black shirt and two-tone colored jeans. It doesn't say who's making this description, whether it's the convenience store person or this second witness.
And Ricardo, I can clarify that. Judge, we called the officer beforehand. They indicated that they did not know when they came up who was there, like who exactly had the gun. We listened to the 911 call. The 911 caller just indicates there's a group of juveniles. There's three black males, 2 Hispanic, 1 white, and one of them indicated to me that he had a gun, one of the black males. But at that time, they didn't have a description, a decisive description to indicate it was one of those males.
Like in this case, if he was Hispanic,
yes,
there'd be no probable cause. If he was white, there'd be no probable cause, right? Because we know that when the officer goes to investigate, it could not have been that person. But when he's going to do his investigation, he knows one of the black males has a gun, but he doesn't know who. So he has to do the investigation. But for him being able to do it, they all take off.
If I may, Judge. So my argument is just based off of the OR. My understanding is that they're going outside of the OR. They could supplement this case if they want to. They could refile it.
I really want to know all I want to know is what the officer knew about who had the gun when he went up there. Did he know anything about which defendant had it?
It's not in the OR, Judge.
There's the problem.
Understood.
Okay. If you find something different later on, then reapproach and show me, and then I'm happy to redo probable cause. If you can show me that there's something different, I'm always happy to re-entertain it and do it again. But
the only thing I can show you is what's in the OR, where it says the description of the black male wearing a black shirt and two.
And this is the point where I got confused. I'm like, why is the guy's attorney still talking? The judge is saying, like, look, dude, I'm going to take away the probable cause. I'm going to let him go. Why are you still talking? He's like, the state needs to show me more.
And the police didn't know who had the gun. He didn't know. That was the issue. He just just accusing this young fella and just, you know what I'm saying, putting the blame on him. But he couldn't indefinitely pinpoint who had the pistol.
Yeah, they trying to say he ran. You can run if you see the police, bro. He can run. That's why I said in the beginning, like knowingly, I ran knowing that they're gonna come and detain me. How the fuck I know that? How you know I know that? I just ran. I didn't have a gun on me. I wasn't breaking the law. I just ran when I saw the cops. It's like sometimes people run when they see they girlfriend come around the corner and they at they side chick house. Prove that I ran for that reason. That's just some random girl on the street. You don't never know. But I'm glad. I don't know why the lawyer's still talking. He need to let the state talk. But let's see how it play out.
Two-tone color jeans.
And to be clear, Judge, we will be contacting the officer again today and having them file a supplement to correct.
You're telling me that when the officer rolled up to all those people out there, he knew the person that had the gun was wearing a black shirt and two-tone color jeans? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know what the officer knew, Judge.
Because if that's the case, if he knows, if he's going up to the group of kids and knows that the gun holder was wearing that, and he's not wearing that, then we know it's no probable cause.
All I'm stating is what's in the OR. I don't have the answers that you're asking for. He's getting the answers based on a phone call that I don't have access to. I don't have.
Yeah, well, I'm not considering that. I don't care about that.
So then
I don't care what he's telling me. All I care about at this point is what the officer knew when he goes up to do his initial investigation.
Okay, and just to be absolutely clear, page 7 indicates specifically who told the officer that description, and it's the second witness, not the first witness that they had information about when they rolled up. The second witness that identified him dumping the gun.
Who is the second witness?
It's just somebody that identified him as there's a juvenile male just dumping a gun.
Is this just a random person that's in the in the Texaco?
It's a third-party witness.
So the first witness is the gas station attendant.
Yes,
The second witness is just a citizen somehow sees the gun and alerts authorities, hey man, I see someone with a gun. And he didn't give a description?
They did. This person did give a description. They said black male with a black shirt and two-tone jeans.
So he does say that to the officer?
No, Judge. That was after the people had already run. The only thing the officers knew was what they had in the first 911 call was that a black male identified said that he did it, but there was 3 of them and 2 Hispanics and a white male, and they all ran. So they had PC to at least stop the.
What did the 911 caller say as far as who had it?
They just said, Morgan, can you clarify exactly what they said?
The 911 caller didn't give an exact description. He said, and I will say, it kind of appears as though English may not be his first language. When he's speaking to the person on 911, he says that there was a group of juveniles that came in the store. One of them had a gun. He asked if he was licensed. The individual said no, and he asked them to leave. And then he called the police. And he said it's a group of 4 men.
This is the actual
911
attendant. No, but the gas station attendant.
Yes.
The person working there.
Yes.
And he doesn't give a description at that time.
He doesn't. The 911 operator does not ask, what is the person wearing?
I mean, what?
But he said that they walked outside and that they're in the parking lot. Like the same.
So the gas station attendant sounded like he's just trying to get somebody fucked up in the 911 call. The 911 dispatcher didn't give a fuck either about, like, who the fuck are we looking for? Oh no, there's a bunch of black boys. You say black? Oh yeah, we coming out there. Black boys, Hispanic boys, 1 white boy. Yeah, we coming out there. We coming out there. We'll send a cop. We'll have them there in 5 minutes.
And look, the prosecution don't have his case all together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to attack him, but you don't have no evidence to pinpoint it to him. And like we already know, you don't even have that charge. So why is this even admissible? Why is you even bringing up a weapon? You know, and then
I'm about to say it's all for the probable cause. Like, did the officer have probable cause to grab him? Just because he ran when he saw the cops, that's not probable cause to arrest somebody. But his charge is evading. I'm trying to tell you, the judge was going to go with it because it's like, okay, he had a gun on him and he ran, so you had probable cause to even go up to him because you got a call about somebody with a gun. So you had probable cause to at least talk to him. But the motherfucker ran. It's all their whole case is crumbling right now. It's all crumbling right now. These kids saw the cops and took off fucking running. And for my Hispanic brother and sister, whoever, which one of y'all called the police, mind your fucking business, bitch. Like, damn. I understand you saw somebody with a gun. Now, if you truly felt that this person was a criminal, why did you not give a description of who this person was? Because obviously the store attendant didn't do it. I guess the person that actually called him actually gave a description: black male, black shirt, 2-tone jeans. But the store attendant that supposedly somehow is a part of this same call didn't give no goddamn description. Dispatch didn't ask for no goddamn description. Y'all just was ready to send them boys out, send them cops out on them boys. Gun, that's all we need to know. Like, that's all we need to know. It's fucking 6 people. How the fuck we know who got the gun? You just gonna grab all 6 of them? And that's what they were planning to do. And the boys ran on their ass. I don't know how they. Oh yeah, the sad part. They said they came to the officer knew the guy that was standing in front of him earlier. The officer knew who he was. So after he ran that day, he came and picked him up at his house. I forgot because they got the fuck away from him. I don't know how they caught the other guy. I guess the officer knew him too.
Oh wow!
Either that motherfucker don't know how to run or something. I don't fucking know. The Hurricane said facts. You had anything if I keep playing Miss Jackson? Because this is about to get ugly at the end.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see how it's gonna play out because it sounds like they ain't even got no case. I mean, I already see they headed downhill. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So then the officer goes to do the investigation. They all bolt.
I don't think they all bolted.
Oh, they didn't? Who bolts?
My guy bolts.
And then the person with
They all bolt?
Yes.
all of them do. Did they all get charged with the?
I don't know if they caught anybody. I'm telling you, and the reason why I brought up his criminal history is because I'm telling you, he's known in the community. He's known. Yeah.
If they all bolted, why didn't the guy with the gun get charged with baiting as well?
Because they got the felony charge. That's why. They could have been it would have been a dick move and charge him with the one, and they could have, but he's lucky they didn't. You know, it's like you get a DWI and then they give you a speeding ticket on top of it, right? That's insult to injury.
I just make the argument.
I'm sorry. You know, but had it been different, I have no problems finding probable causing cases. You know, come up after about an hour of argument here.
And maybe it goes a different way once we actually get the 911.
If you find anything else, I'm happy always to revisit. But
why is his lawyer still saying dumb shit? Bitch, you not prosecuting this nigga. You about to get this nigga off. Fuck you talking about if some more shit come up. You don't want no more shit to come up, nigga. You want him to get the fuck on up out of there. That's what you want. Why is he saying that? I don't understand if he arguing for the goddamn prosecutor or what. Like, is something coming out of you, buddy? The judge about to let you go.
Yeah, it don't make no sense.
Either way, I'm sorry, man. That keep irritating me because I keep seeing that shit. Like, bro, he not asking you for no more information, bro. Shut up. You winning.
Is it Royale?
And it's like that. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's how you say in Spanish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's how you say in Spanish.
With a J. That's right.
Yeah,
right.
it was Spanish.
So I am going to find that there's probable cause. Okay. When you hang with dogs.
And look, they saying black male. This motherfucker Hispanic than a motherfucker. Look at it. Like I was wondering, like, are they trying to say he like mixed or something? No, the dude, he's Spanish. He Hispanic. And the cop grabbed him. The description's a black male. I guess hey, look, I'm trying to tell y'all Hispanics that don't be listening. Y'all black to them too, sometimes.
But they all put them all in our category, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But they try to put them in our category.
Yeah, them people of color, y'all. That's another way of saying you ain't white, but you ain't black. That's all they trying to say.
You get fleas.
I know.
You now know.
I know now.
Just listen. You are on bond for 2 very serious felony cases, right? Is it just 2 or is it like 3?
3 other cases, Judge. I'm just representing.
No, you shouldn't be hanging out with dogs because you could get in a lot of trouble. Even standing there. Life is more difficult for you because of who you are, and you need to be aware of this. You already are behind the gun, and you're only making things worse. As you now know, they might file felony charges against you or, well, revoke the bond. So as it stands now, if you become a danger to my Houston, I'm going to put you in jail. You need to know that. No weapons. Do you understand?
Aren't you on scene with no gun, sir?
All right. Did you file?
I can file that now, Judge.
It's just no weapons. And then after that, we'll just reset it. Stay in touch with him. I've given you a lawyer. If you don't stay in touch with Ricardo and he tells me he can't get a hold of you, likewise. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, man.
In a stunning turn, the judge ruled there wasn't enough evidence to hold Joyal, prioritizing fairness over a shaky arrest. Terry v. de Ohio, 392, U.S. 1, 1968. Probable cause requires specific, articulable facts, not mere suspicion. He criticized the officer's vague assumptions and refused to let Joyal be punished for someone else's actions. But the judge didn't stop there. He warned Joyal about his 3 pending felony cases, urging him to steer clear of trouble. You're on bond for serious charges. Don't hang with dogs or you'll get fleas. This sharp-witted judge saved Joyal from an unjust charge while delivering a life lesson, proving that true justice balances mercy with accountability. Like and subscribe for more police cam stories. Watch the...
Oh yeah, and shout out to this channel, man. I forgot the name of the channel, man. Hold on, let me get the name of this channel real quick, like y'all. Let's get us back up here real quick, like. But shout out to police cam story, man. Shout out to that channel. They cover this judge a lot, and I'm glad that he actually paid attention and cared about the people that he sees in front of him. Because I believe a lot of judges, they get to the point, especially when they've been up on the bench for a long time, it's just another case after another case. And they just cycle them in, cycle them out. Yeah, charge them, pay a fine, do community service. Not like they just on that type of time instead of actually listening to what this person's being charged with and figuring out, like, is this person really guilty of this, or do they even have probable cause to believe this person did this? And he paid attention. He paid attention. And that young man, even though he already looked like he needed to chill the fuck out because he already got felony charges on him, he at least didn't have to catch this extra charge right here. What's your thoughts, Ms. Jackson?
Yeah, I mean, the judge actually cared. He actually gave a damn. And that's the difference between him and other, superiors in that position, that he actually cares. He was the right judgment and good discernment. And he takes his time and he reevaluates and conclusively each and every situation or different case as presented or brought before him. I done peeped him out a few times before in the past, so he's a good one there in a county in Houston, Texas. And he did a fair decision. You can't just pinpoint him through word of mouth or he say, she say. We got to have some solid evidence, something cold that's going to stick to link it back to this young man. And so it didn't succeed, So, and he seems, to give him a chance too. He's saying, hey, I want to make sure you're not around the wrong activity, you're not involved in drugs, because I know your situation, and I'm trying to help you help yourself. So overall, I was glad that it had the outcome it did.
Well, I'm with you on that shit, man, because that kid, he need to get himself right. He needs to stop hanging around the wrong folks, and hopefully he'll do that. But shout out to that judge, man. Shout out to that judge. Hearing the case, not just going with the flow and just prosecuting folks and getting more money from the state and taking people's freedom. I can't stand that shit, y'all. I can't stand that shit. And it's really a cycle, man. That's all they do. It's cycle people in. I done been in front of judges. Yeah, I done got in trouble before, y'all. Not shit like that, like traffic tickets and shit. But I done been in front of judges that didn't give two fucks about what the hell was going on or what was right or what was wrong. They were just there for a certain amount of time. They wanted to get through with everybody that was in front of them. And motherfucker, you just need the police so I can move on to the next one. That's how they felt. That's literally how they felt. It's a breath of fresh air to see a judge that actually cares about his job. I truly believe that, y'all. And I feel that way about it. It's truly a breath of fresh air to see one that care, because there's so many out here that do not. There's so many that do not. But I want to do a comparison. I hope you're ready for this one, Ms. Jackson, because I haven't covered this case yet, y'all. I haven't covered it, and I'm actually gonna wait. But I'm gonna do a comparison real quick, and use this one. We gotta talk about how we have a racial problem when it comes to police in America. I know, y'all. Everybody lose their mind. Hold on, I already know I got a clip for it. I know how people feel about this shit. Matter of fact, where it at?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Not that again.
I'm about to do it again, y'all. I know people don't like me talking about race, but race plays a big part in this country, and especially when it comes to policing, how they deal with the citizens. How they deal with them. I'm going to show y'all one instance of a situation happening, and this is actually going to be a big thing that's going on. I know y'all probably heard about it, but I'm going to show y'all the body cam of Ryan Hinton getting shot. And I want the people to make the excuses that they always make for the police. And then I'm going to show you something. And I want to see what your answers will be. All right, so here you go, real quick. And we're going to get up out of here after this, y'all.
Thank you so much. We are leading the way on that breaking news today. Cincinnati police sharing new details about a chase that led to a suspect being shot and killed by police over in East Price Hill.
The mayor and Cincinnati's police chief sharing body camera video of the incident. WLWT News Live's Daniel Didak heard from Chief Fiji directly. Danielle, what did that video show?
Yes, Stu, and this all unfolded very, very quickly. We're talking about 6 seconds, 6 seconds from the time that officer got out of his vehicle until he shot and killed that armed suspect. So I want to have you take a look at some of this video as I explain to you what Chief Fiji broke down for us today. So she said this all started with a stolen Kia out of Edgewood, Kentucky, that was spotted at the complex on Warsaw Avenue. When officers arrived, they saw 4 suspects take off running. Fiji said officers took different suspects to follow. One suspect was armed with a gun,
And look, I'm gonna pause right there. That is at the moment that the officer started firing. The news can't show you him firing and shooting somebody up. But this is the angle. All right. Y'all see this, right? This is the angle that the cop decided he wanted to shoot this kid running away. And clearly this kid is running away. His back is to him. It's kind of parallel to him. The officer put 4 bullets. Well, he shot 4 bullets. I think he put 2 of them in him. He ended up deleting the young man. This is the angle. I want y'all to see this. This is a black kid.
the gun, and at one point, with officers saying he did hit the ground and that gun hit the ground. That person then ran between the dumpsters, and officers yelled out that that person had a gun. Another officer who was chasing another person at the time came in contact with that armed suspect, and that's when that officer fired off 4 to 5 shots. That man was hit twice and then was given medical care right away, but he did die. Officers did find a gun on him with an extended magazine and another in his pocket.
Unfortunately, this is a potential outcome when you interact with police and you are armed with a weapon, whether it's an edged weapon, a firearm, or if you fail to comply, you're armed and you fail to comply with what an officer says. This is where we end up. And it is unfortunate, it is preventable, and no officer wants to go through this.
Think about what she's saying right now. This is the police chief. She said, this is the result that you have when you get into an altercation with the police officer. And honestly, she didn't even say altercation. I'm gonna let her say that dumb shit again.
You're armed and you fail to comply with what an officer says.
You fail to comply with what an officer says, you can end up dead.
This is where we end up. And it is unfortunate, it is preventable, and no officer wants to go through this. I don't want families to go through this, but at the end of the day, we have to provide the safest city that we can provide.
So if somebody doesn't comply with an officer and they happen to have a weapon on them, that means y'all have the right to just take somebody's life? Because I think that's what she just said. Am I confused with what she just said? Help me out,
Exactly.
Jack. I'm thinking that's what she said. She didn't say that if you try to fight the cops, if you try to harm a cop. She just said that if you don't comply with an officer's orders and you have a weapon on you, you can lose your life. I think that's what she just said to me.
That's exactly what I heard.
It's amazing to me. Uncanny said comply. The officer got out and started blasting. Oh yeah. Man, look, shot the kid in the back twice, man. Like, I would love if she said something like, if you threaten the officer and he's in fear of his life or something like that. I'm just not listening to him. So that's a death. I signed my own death wish right there. Okay. I didn't know that was in the Constitution.
Yeah.
Now, Fiji did go on to say that during an interview, the officer said that the suspect pointed the gun at him. He did feel.
Say what? What she had said?
I was saying, give me 1 second.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, do your thing.
I was just saying, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, let my phone cool down with my phone.
Yeah, do your thing.
And he did feel threatened for his life. Now, we also learned that there was another stolen gun found in that stolen car. We also learned that there was another stolen. Did go on to say that during an interview, the officer said that the suspect pointed the gun at him. He did feel threatened, and he did feel threatened for his life. Now,
we saw the video right when the guy, where the officer started shooting. We saw the end screen. The guy was like this. The officer felt threatened for his life. Remember that, y'all. Felt threatened for his life. He was in fear of his life.
also learned that there was another stolen gun found in that stolen car. Lots to unpack here, and we'll have much more coming up for you later on at 4, 5, and 6. Reporting live, Danielle Dindak, WLVT News 5.
Danielle Dindak leading the way for us on this story. Danielle, thank you so much. Now, there were other suspects involved here. 2 of them in that stolen vehicle were eventually apprehended, and they made their first court appearances this morning. Jarrell Austin and DeAnthony Bullocks are accused of receiving stolen property and obstructing official business. A 4th person is still on the run. Austin is being held on a $50,000 bond. Bullocks' bond is set at $40,000.
All right, so here you go. In this situation, y'all, we had some people in a vehicle that supposedly that was stolen. I'm not going to go into details on that because I actually got a lot more on this one, but I'm gonna say that for a whole nother show. This is actually the case where the very next day the father saw the body cam footage of his son getting shot, the one that ran away and ended up getting deleted. He's the one that ran his vehicle, supposedly, that's what they're telling us, ran his vehicle into an officer and took an officer out. You know, like an eye for an eye type things. But I want y'all to remember, they said the officer feared for his life. We watched a little short video that the news wanted to show us. The officer feared for his life, y'all. Feared for it. So he had to take aim and he had to fire. I want to ask the question because that was a young black man who got his life taken. That was a young black man who got his life taken.
Watch upon AR-15 on the
I'm sorry, hold up. Yeah, hold up now. That was a young black man that got his life taken. He was running away from the cop from at least what we saw. And the officer said he feared for his life, so he had to take that young man's life. I want people to explain to me, if race don't play an issue in these things, why did the officer not feel any type of way? And I'm gonna get Uncanny in here real quick. Uncanny, what you got, sir? What's the word, Thunderbird? You low as hell. Yeah, you low as hell. But either way, though, y'all, we'll get Uncanny back in a second. Fucking the officer feared for his life. This young black man was running away from him. He was in a stolen vehicle, and they said supposedly he had a gun on him. The officer feared for his life. Never pointed at the officer from what we saw, but running away. I want to know what the officer felt in this situation, y'all. Just real quick. And this happened within the same fucking, like the very next week.
Watch upon AR-15 on the highway patrol.
The driver pulled over for speeding, pointed a rifle at a highway patrol officer yesterday. CHP says it happened just north of Reading on I-5. An officer stopped a vehicle on the Mountain Gate off-ramp. The driver, they say, got out of the car, pointed the AR-style assault rifle toward the officer. Officials say the suspect re-entered his vehicle and then they started pursuit. Vehicle continued southbound, driving at varying speeds before exiting the freeway at Oasis, continuing for about 2 miles west before stopping near Vigil Court. The suspect taken into custody, booked into Shasta County Jail.
What the
All right, I want y'all to understand something. You just had this white gentleman.
Watch upon AR-15
I'm
on the highway patrol.
I'm gonna have to call him a gentleman because you know that's how we have to refer to our good white folks. You had this white gentleman pointing a gun. Look at this, y'all. This man got an AR out, pointed at the cops, a state trooper, stopping him for speeding. I can't even here. Go ahead and tell me what you about to tell me. I see you back. Let's see if your audio good.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's low, but I can hear you.
Damn, still?
You good. What you got?
That Cincinnati story is crazy as fuck because like he just got out of the car and just started shooting. He didn't even say freeze. He didn't say none of that. He just started shooting, or at least that's what I heard. Am I correct?
That's pretty close to what happened. He got out and he ran a couple steps before he shot him. Once he pulled up, the kid that ran into the dumpster. Like, I don't want to get too deep into that story, that case, because I'm going to actually do a standalone on it. But the kid ran into where the dumpsters were and he cut through and came out the other side. Then when the cop pulled up, he was probably like maybe 3 steps away from the dumpster. So as soon as that kid popped out, he shot him.
And then that's why the dad ran over the other officer. And he looked and he went into court and stared at all the officers in their face. And
we gonna have a long video, a long, nice little conversation about that one. I'm just waiting. I'm trying to give it time for more shit to come out because first off, I need to find out if the dad was even driving the vehicle.
Oh, he was. In the record.
No. They charged him with 2 counts. That's what I'm saying. They charged him with 2 counts of not whatever the fuck it was, whatever murder charge that was. They charged him with 2 of them. It's only 1 officer. Where's the other one come from? No, I'm just saying, like, real seriousness. Where's the other one come from? I can't hear you, Uncanny. Uncanny, I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Uncanny. I can't hear you. You're not on mute. Your audio just went out. I can't hear you at all. God damn it. He'll figure it out, y'all. Well, back to the point that I'm talking about right now, y'all. They shot that young black boy in the back for running away and said he had a gun. This man is literally on the interstate or wherever the hell he's at, got pulled over for speeding. He gets out of his fucking vehicle with an AR-15 and walks up to the state trooper's car. Why is this man not shot? Why is he not dead? I'm being honest with y'all. Why is he not in a body bag right now? Because in the video I showed you of the young black kid, they said he pointed a gun at him, but in nowhere in any of the videos when I cover it, y'all, when I cover that video, y'all will see that you'll never see him point a gun at him. You don't even know if he has a gun in his hand. But this man clearly has a gun in his hand, and he clearly has it pointed at the state troopers. And somehow he's alive, but his young black boy is dead. But Uncanny, go ahead. I got you back. Let's see if your audio good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go. Way better.
I said this is a kind of situation where you actually have to pull out your gun and you will be justified because he's pointing it at you, walking up towards you. I would have shot him. But the other situation, man, I don't know. A good lawyer is gonna say it was dark, he didn't see him, whatever. But like I said, the dad did. The dad feels justified.
Now look, I'm gonna talk about that case. I promise you I'm gonna talk about that case. Miss Jackson, what's your thoughts?
Man, you know that he would have been shot down in a body bag so he could blink his eye if that was one of us. But because he's one of them, it looked like the officer got in his car and was bagging off and pulled off. You know what I'm saying? Bag back. And then they the other young fella, they deleted him, you know, saying that because he didn't comply with the officer's order during their encounter. So I mean, it's straight racism all day off the top.
I'm gonna finish this because I want y'all to hear the funny part about it at the end. What they said.
Where's our favorite racist to defend this?
Oh, he ain't gonna come around and defend this shit. He probably watching it in the shadows though.
A rifle at a highway patrol officer yesterday. CHP says it happened just north of Reading on I-5. An officer stopped a vehicle on the Mountain Gate off-ramp. The driver, they say, got out of the car, pointed the AR-style assault rifle toward the officer. Officials say the suspect re-entered his vehicle and then they started pursuit. Vehicle continued southbound, driving at varying speeds before exiting the freeway at Oasis, continuing for about 2 miles west before stopping near Vigil Court. The suspect taken into custody, booked into Shasta County Jail.
Took them on a 2-mile chase of varying speeds. You know, we ain't gonna say that he's speeding, but they ended up taking him alive, taking him into custody. Why the fuck we don't know his name? Anybody ever thought about that? Why we don't know his name? Because when that situation happened with them young kids, we knew who 2 of the kids were because they getting booked in jail and shit. They sitting in front of a court. We know the kid that got deleted. They still trying to find the 4th person. We know their name, but we know this guy right here that pointed a gun at the cops. An AR at that. Why you got that in your car? Why you got an assault rifle in your vehicle unless you going shooting? And you have your shirt, huh?
No, AR. You can buy an AR-15, but
yeah, I'm saying, but why you got that in your vehicle unless you're going to shoot?
But wouldn't that consider be like a mental illness, like him having it and pointing at a police officer for pulling him over?
Oh, they probably are called. Look, I would not be surprised if during that person's case they actually try to claim some form of mental illness.
Would you consider that a quote? I'm sorry, Ms. Jackson.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna just say, what did Red say the other night? Remember this little shit that he said? Miss Jackson missed it. Red on the other night said, them raising, what was it, $500,000?
Yeah.
He said he considered that black privilege. That's what our favorite racist said.
Black privilege for black folks actually raising money to try to support the young man and give him a good legal defense. And that was in comparison to people raising almost $1 million for a woman that called a 5-year-old autistic kid a nigger.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, let me say it right. Nigger. She didn't say nigger.
Hardly are.
Ain't no telling what to come out of Red mouth. But I definitely want to stress the point And I always try to, bring us to the full circle and to the light, to the forefront. That's the indifference from the media and the press. The indifference in treatment between us African Americans and white people. They all kind. When it's a case with us that we plastered all over the news, social media, in the papers, on the radio. But when it's their own kind, their own people, you don't hear nothing. Like you said, we didn't even know this guy's name. We might see a clip of it, online or on the news or rather, or whatnot. But that's the indifference. We plastered everywhere and it's over exaggerated on the case and what really happened and what crime was committed or not committed and how it went down. But when it's their own kind, they try to sweep it up under the rug. And this been going on for decades.
Oprah said it real good in one of the shorts I did the other day. Because it was something way back when Oprah looked somewhat decent, fuckable at least. They asked her, now that you got money, this Roseanne asked her this question. She racist as hell. But she asked her a question, said, now that you got money, do white people treat you better? And Oprah kind of got into it. It's like, look, if I was y'all and I saw what I saw on the news every night about black folks, I would be afraid of black folks. And that goes to your point, Miss Jackson. When there's issues like this that happen, where this white guy's pointing a gun, a whole rifle at the cops and shit, this is not making national news. People in other states are not seeing this. The people in that local town might see this shit, and they'll probably gloss over because they probably missed it. But when something happens with us, whether we're doing something wrong or whether we're the victim of something, they blast it. It helps divide because the news, like a lot of people need to understand what the news be doing. They want to draw up controversy. They need the race shit to be going. They always need some political shit going. They need something going for people to watch them because all they doing is talking about what the fuck going on when you really think about it. They'll sit around and criticize somebody on YouTube talking about all you do is react to shit. Bitch, you're a news organization. All you do is react to shit. You report it. That's all you do. That's your job. Like, what are you talking about? We're doing the same thing. The only difference is y'all motherfuckers are race bait. There's an issue that we... Go ahead, Uncanny.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were done.
I'm done. I be pausing too much.
The only thing I can say is that's the example of white privilege, what we just saw with AR-15. That's not the only time I've seen that, because I've also watched the video where this guy had a knife and they talked him down, and there's a lot of videos out there that you can see where
it's a shit ton. Dylan Roof went up and shot up a whole church of black folks,
and they gave him a whoop.
Took his ass to Burger King. That boy came in there with full body armor like he was playing Call of Duty or something. There's World War III out here. And it's like, yeah, he ain't no threat. This guy, they chased him for fucking 2 miles and brought him in. If I could show y'all the video of them taking him in, bro. They let him get out the car. He walked back, laid down on the ground. He just pointed a gun at one of y'all officers. And
But if I put my hands in a hoodie, they'd be like, "Get your hands out your hoodie," and they all like scared.
And he was reaching.
That's
Philando Castile.
That's all I ever get. Whenever I get pulled over, all I get is there drugs in the car? Is there weapons in the car? I go, no. They repeat it. They keep repeating. Then they say, "Can we search the car?" I go, no. They caught me the last time because I fucked up, didn't have nothing on me, like no insurance and no license. So they caught me that one time. But I mean, they consistently.
They're getting racially profiled.
Yeah, especially now because we're the next target. Well, my people, we're the target.
Yeah, the Hispanics, man. Y'all look. Y'all been it.
It's always y'all first.
It's always us first, but look, man, they can get y'all. They can't really fuck with us besides what they already been doing. And Trump got to show some results, man. The racists didn't put him in office for no reason. It's easy to come for y'all right now than it is for us. Like, yeah, you lock us up, but like y'all been doing that. They ain't satisfied with that. They got to get some. They got to try to get the Hispanics. And look. Let's be real. That's the fucked up shit with America, and they try to act like it's not true. We have a couple different standards of how we treat people. We treat people differently when it pertains to their race. We treat people differently when it pertains to how much money they have in their pocket. We treat people differently when it pertains to what job they do. It is what it is. And to sit here and try to act like we treat everybody the same, all y'all silly ass white folks and all y'all coon ass black folks that think that shit, y'all Asian folks, y'all Hispanic folks, all y'all that sit on the side of this wrongdoing, y'all gotta admit, bro, we don't treat everybody the same, because guess what? You don't call the police on everybody. You just call the police on certain folks.
Well, I wanted to bring out a point too on the last video. You know, they tried to do my brother like that, man, get him on some bogus shit with a looting charge. And he riding his bike to the store. And the police, basically, first of all, how you gonna pull somebody over on a bicycle? The police come stepping.
You can do that. They can do that. They can do that.
Well, I hadn't heard of that one in the state of Alabama before, but once they approached him and stepped to him, you know, he didn't have any warrants or anything of that nature on him. And they charged him with the looting, but he never actually left the scene. You know, so, I mean, you know, I kind of, like I said, got familiar with that. It was real bogus how they tried to do my brother and everything. And, yeah, man, they just make up shit as they go. So it's very important to stress know your rights, stress it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to go to the max limit to go over their head, to go to internal affairs, to write petitions and whatever is necessary to get, you know, to make them accountable, that they can't just do you any kind of way because they got that badge. Make sure you always write down the badge number to identify who the officer is, so you know exactly who to report. And, you know, do what needs to be done, man, to stop all this shit in our communities.
Yeah, people. I think people getting tired of it, man. But it's gonna. What we're doing right now is something that ain't new. It's not new at all. This shit people been doing this shit for decades. Like, if you really think about it, I can go back and pull video after video, and I've been dropping a few dimes here and there, showing what's been going on in the past. Like, this is gonna be a constant battle, because I'm a steal one from the amazing Lucas. The descendants of evil are going to continue to keep doing evil. They're just going to say it, man. Like, they always say that it was a different time when their folks was doing fucked up shit. Like, y'all the same people. Y'all would have been right there in the crowd doing it too. That's why, you know, we don't like refugees. I don't know if y'all saw the video I put out today, but we don't like refugees coming to the country. Trump said he's going to cut that off, and all the racists and all the people like, yeah, no more refugees, no more immigrants. And as soon as some motherfuckers from South Africa, white people from South Africa, had a feeling they wanted to come to America, it's like, yeah, get them in here. We're not even going to vet them. They don't got to spend any money. Get them in here. Let's get these Afrikaners in here.
But you know what? Donald Trump saying a whole lot of shit. And he said it during the election that he ain't even doing, man. You know what I'm saying? He just telling lies and trying to boost people up and really just talking shit. He let Elon run the whole show.
I believe Elon played a part in the Afrikaners getting in here. But look, he's pretty much just doing what Project 2025 says. For all the people that sat around and said, oh, y'all just fear-mongering, he ain't doing everything in the first, 5 pages of Project 2025 that bitch done did. You better hope he don't get to page 15, y'all. He get to page 15, we gonna really have a problem. But he doing exactly what the fuck he said, exactly what that book said he was gonna do.
Exactly.
But here's
you
the man.
Handmaid's Tale?
Say it again.
You ever watch this show called The Handmaid's Tale?
I don't watch gay shit. Like, I'm sorry, I haven't watched it. I can't.
It's not gay. The girls aren't in there gay, but it's it pretty much depicts how a lot of people think the country is being run right now. That we're pretty much Gilead.
And shit, I've actually heard about it. I just never got a chance to watch it, but it's a good depiction of what's going on right now.
Supposedly, yeah. It's kind of like it, you know.
But I mean, this shit right here, what we dealing with right now is some funny shit. And honestly, it's a lesson. And I ain't gonna lie, look, I'm be honest with y'all. From now on, I've been making a list and I've been checking it twice. For all the motherfuckers that voted for Trump, I promise in the future, y'all, I will not be nice. They start talking about anything political, I'm shut the fuck up. Right on back. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You put a
Well, the truth is, but you know what? The truth is, if you have the right to vote and you didn't vote, whatever the fuck going on is your fault. That's the truth. Because if you have power to use, if you have power to use and do not exercise it to make a change, then you might as well vote for him. It ain't no different. You have fault.
My people fucked up and voted for this fucker, so I can't even say nothing.
No. We got black people that voted for the motherfucker. But I ain't gonna say if you didn't vote, it's your fault. Hell to the no. Because there are people that actually did an action that caused this shit to happen. Inaction, I'm torn right now because I don't want to put myself in a hypocritical position. But I believe there's levels of shit in different situations. I always believe that if something's bad happening to somebody, like you got one cop fucking somebody up and violating their rights, and then you got another cop right there just watching and not doing nothing, I believe you wrong. But when it pertains to like elections, if you choose to not participate in a system, I'm not gonna blame you for what happened inside of that system that you didn't participate in. Because a lot of people are turned off. A lot of people are turned off from this justice system, the politics of our country. They're turned off and they don't even want to participate. I'm not gonna blame them. I'm gonna blame the motherfuckers who actually voted to put the motherfucking shit in. I'm gonna blame them.
Well, the indifference is over 15 million Democrats did. That had played a big effect on it. And your voice is your power. And as you say, if you don't use your powers like muscles, they get weak, they die. You don't use your power, it's in vain. So that's how I developed that perception, through common sense. Because everybody, unfortunately, doesn't have the right to vote. But if you have that right, use your power, it can make a difference.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Look, you want people to vote, I'm cool with you. I'm just not finna blame nobody for that didn't vote for the results of a vote. I wouldn't even, like, that's like blaming somebody for a tournament that you didn't participate in. It's like, nigga, I wasn't even there.
Yeah, but when you could have made a difference, then that's that responsibility falls back on you.
Nah, it don't matter. Nah, it's the people that actually
Yeah,
did it.
it's a major difference. Yeah.
I put that on the people that did it. I ain't gonna look.
But of course, it was a lot of black people. It was a lot of black people that voted for Trump. It backfired on everybody. It backfired on the white folks. It backfired on the blacks. It backfired on anybody that's not rich. He's for one fucking people, and it's called the rich and the wealthy. So he see one color, green. It's pretty shit. It's a fact.
We just gotta look. We got a country that's got a lot of hate in its heart. Matter of fact, where it's at, we really do. We got a country that's got a lot of hate in its heart, and they just need to do one thing, just one thing and one thing only. Where my shit at?
Don't let the liberal media tell you how to think and feel. If you have hate in your heart, let it out.
And right now, I'm hoping that they're getting it out their system. I'm hoping that they're getting this hate out their system, because obviously this ain't getting you nowhere. This hate is pretty much crashing your economy, about to send you into a recession. A lot of y'all losing y'all jobs. Y'all fucking with veterans. For all the people that think Trump give a fuck about the veterans, a lot of the people that work at a lot of these Social Security and federal jobs, they're former vets. They're former service workers, and they getting fired. 20,000, 30,000, 100,000, getting fired. But y'all care about the vets. You don't give a fuck about shit. Hopefully y'all get this shit out of y'all system. So by the time we get the next person that's going to be running, and hopefully we get a good choice, maybe there'll be something worth voting for. But in this last election, I'll be honest with you, I told you from the get-go, I ain't fuck with either one of them. If I had to pick one that was better than the other, yeah, I would have picked her being better, but I wouldn't have voted for her if she was up against Obama, wouldn't have voted for her. If she was up against Clinton,
well, I know a lot of people didn't vote, but that makes a difference. Again, it was documented over 15 million Democrats did not vote. That's big effect. That's a big effect.
I'm saying that's fine. Give them something to vote for.
And that's why you got to deal with El Fulio. So why cry about it? Why complain about it? Because hey, you could have made a difference. That's as a general, as a whole. 15 million Democrats is a lot. That's a high percentage.
No, see, I want you to understand what you're saying. And this is why I'm disagreeing, which is why I'm pushing back. You have to give somebody something to vote for. You can't just say vote. I know you liked her as a candidate. I didn't like her as a candidate, and a shit ton of other people didn't like her as a candidate.
It was about character. You remember when we went over the election?
No, I'm fine with that, but that was for you, though. That's how you felt about it, and that's why I keep trying to tell people that wanted people to vote for her. I wouldn't have voted for her.
You vote for who you decide to vote for. That's personal.
I'm saying I chose to abstain from the election.
But that's the point I'm making.
I know, and I want you to understand something. You can't get mad at somebody for voting for shit.
That's not getting mad. That's just, hey, wait a minute. That's not getting mad, Jay. That's just stressing the facts that you cannot complain about something you have the ability to change.
You can complain about
that's
shit.
Common sense.
If somebody gave you dog shit and somebody gave you cat shit and you didn't want to vote for either one of those shits, don't come around and be like, well, it's your fault you didn't vote on it. Now you got to eat dog shit. It's like, no, I didn't want to pick between two shitty ass choices. And a lot of Americans, those 15 million Democrats you said that didn't vote for it, they didn't want to pick between bullshit ass choices. What you should be arguing and what you should be saying is the Democrat Party should give people better candidates that will actually represent what they want and not that candidate. That candidate wasn't the one.
This lady was overqualified for the position.
They didn't like her though. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It don't matter.
Well, then don't complain about what you got to deal with. Then you made a choice. Live with it. That's okay. So that's your opinion. That's your opinion. But I'm going to stand firm on mine. So hey, live with your choice. Live with your choice. They don't need him bitching and complaining now. It's done. But if you remember when we did the show on the election, we stressed it was about character. That's what it was about.
It was about character.
And that's what it was about, character. Someone who actually cared about the people, cared about the community, and wanted to make changes.
Jackson, I want you to understand something. That's what you cared about. You can't influx your beliefs on everybody because obviously they elected the other motherfucker. I do believe that she had better character. I believe she's a better human being than he was. But guess what? That ain't what the motherfuckers who voted for picked.
Guess what? The economy is definitely. A lot of people stress on the economy, okay? But the economy
but it ain't about character. It's not. It wasn't never about character. These people don't give a fuck about character.
That was the core of it. That should have been the main focus. That was the core of it. But a lot of people looked at other things as well, as far as the economy, price gouging, inflation, and so forth. But guess what? You got eggs $10 a fucking carton. $10 a carton. Gas prices still going up, $3 or so a gallon. So there's definitely no change in the economy. The economy was good last time Trump was in office because of Obama's effects, because of his when he was commander in chief. That was the effects from Obama. So now they're learning the hard way. And again, not just the black people who's disappointed, but white people as well is finding out that he only cares about one thing: the rich and wealthy.
Oh yeah, that's what he been cared about, man. But look, we better get the fuck up out of here. Any final thoughts real quick, before we go though?
Yeah, in a nutshell.
You breaking up again. I think that shit getting hot again. Say it one more time.
Yeah, I think I had got a call. So final words of the night: let's remain faithful. Let's stand firm on learning our rights, learning our constitutional amendments, and let's get out there, man. This stuff is real. There's so many. Police brutality is on the rise. We have so many different cases, and the percentage is extremely high in different cities or states from all over the world, from all over the nation. So let's stand firm together. We need to get involved in our communities, in the activities to change our legislation, to change our laws, so we can have immunity and things like that from law enforcement. So certain classes of people rights can be protected, and we definitely need to learn to honor the middle class, hardworking citizens, blue collar citizens as well. So, because this is our future and our children are our future. So we have the young people to think about, what is, their life and for your children and grandchildren is going to be like. So let's continue again to stand firm, as I said before, learn our rights, exercise our power, and eventually defeat the crime of police brutality in our nation. I am Kenique Jackson. You can reach me at School for Justice on YouTube. Please come talk, like, share, and subscribe, and learn a lot from my show.
All right, now y'all heard it first, man. Y'all know where to go. Y'all know who to go check out. Look, man, we gotta get right, in all honesty. But I'm gonna keep covering these cop videos because we're gonna put things on display. Get ready for this weekend, man. We're gonna have some interesting shows popping up. Surprise, surprise. We might be even doing a relationship show, y'all. Ooh, we might get back to the old basics. But man, I appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight, man. Whether you watched over on Facebook, Let's Talk with JVJ, the JVJ Network on YouTube, or Let's Talk with JVJ on YouTube also. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe. We're trying to grow. Got a goal. Can only do it with y'all. Y'all help me do it. Share the videos. Like all that shit. Really share them and like them. Turn them notices on. Make sure y'all turn them on. Make sure you click off because YouTube turn that shit off. But man, it's been fun tonight. Got to do some cooking. Obviously, my cat let me know it's time to get right. So yeah, we're gonna fuck with y'all and catch y'all in the next one. As always. Peace.
Don't tell me about me. Stop telling 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 me about me. I don't need you to tell me about me.